chance.
It's go time. Welcome, YouTubers.
Die already.
Celebration. Welcome,
Whoa, how'd
YouTubers.
you get those balloons?
Just do the double peace sign on the screen and it'll come up, bro. It should come up. It's like FaceTime. See, there it goes. You got confetti. See, there you go. Playing with the new.
I'm on my computer, so it probably doesn't.
Oh man, yeah. See, if you're on your phone, yeah. You can't do
Does the
that.
double
Yeah,
bird do anything?
Yeah, the double bird. Yeah, I don't know if it does anything for the double bird.
Hey, Chance, you're number one, buddy.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be a professional.
I appreciate that. All right. It was one hell of a busy
Send me an
week.
invite.
It is the busiest time of the year, I think, in the sports world. We've got a lot to talk about. We're going to start the college football world, see how long it takes us to get through that, and then Jason's got college basketball.
No, I got both.
You want to take
Yeah,
both?
Billy.
I was like, I got it right here.
Fuck
It's
off,
like,
Ricky. This is my thing.
I spent 4 hours
my
making this
slippers on.
shit, bro.
Where?
Where's my other
That
slipper
one.
at?
All right, fine, Jason. You take it away then. College football. Get after it.
Work smarter, not harder.
So
I agree with Chance.
let's
Life
start
motto.
with our shitters of the week. Ohio State beat Purdue 45-0. Fucking shitter.
Yeah.
Notre Dame was only up like 17-3 for most of this game, which is kind of fucking sad.
Called playing with our food.
They ended up winning 42-3, so I would say shitter.
52-3.
That's what I said.
You said 42.
52. Fine. Fuck off,
You said
Ricky. And our last shitter of the week, the game that we were all poised to watch and ready, ended up going to overtime.
That was possibly when I took my nap.
Kennesaw State in double overtime, 43-35.
That was probably when I took my nap.
I will say, we do have to give, we'll start doing this. A bad performance of the week. We'll come up with a name for it later.
A Dundee.
A Dundee? All right. Well, our Dundee of
No, those
the
were-
week is the kicker from
Wait.
Jacksonville State.
We might not be able to use it. That might be copyrighted.
Let's do
Yeah.
the hard work. Get the Hail Mary.
That might be copyrighted. We might not be able to use that.
We can call it the BBW
our
performance of the week.
Our chance of the week. Our chance Cooper of the week.
I vote BBW performance of the week.
Oh, Jesus.
I decline that.
Hi.
But,
What?
Our Chance Cooper performance of the week, the Jacksonville
We're allowed to
State
say that
kicker,
now.
They get the Hail Mary to tie the game, and he decides, let's fucking shank the extra point.
I mean, shank the shit out of it.
Now, they did end up winning in overtime.
That's all
But-
that matters.
You probably should have won at the end of regulation, because all you have to do is kick the ball, like 15 yards?
Yeah.
Like,
Straight, too. Straight.
Pat
That
McAfee,
way.
if you're watching this, it's not from 33, it's from 15. I can toe blast that sucker through 15 yards. All right?
Bingo.
It may hurt me. I may break a toe because I've done it before, but,
Pull the groin muscle right quick. Lord.
I'd pull everything. Yesterday, I got off the couch, and I'm pretty sure every bone in my body cracked.
Yep. You're getting old, bud. Sorry about it.
I know.
Happens.
Even when I get hard, you can just hear the cracking in my dingling as it gets up.
got
Everything
arthritis.
that involves getting up with me involves cracking. Chances heard it. It's like Pop Rocks when he had it in his mouth.
Man, I got some pills for you to take, man. Get you going in a heartbeat.
I don't have any problems getting it up. It just cracks a little bit.
Well, we got pills to help that.
Help with cracking.
Yeah.
All right.
This show sucks. Show fucking sucks.
I'm also a doctor.
We'll move on.
Hey, you said it, not us.
Upsets
I also have
of the week.
superpowers.
Georgia Tech takes down number 4 Miami. They finally fucking lose a game they should have fucking lost.
Yeah.
There's no.
I mean,
American, that's why.
you knew playing from behind as much as they did was going to come back
Down
to
to
bite them
bite
in the
them in
ass.
the ass.
Now,
You
let's
knew it
keep
was
this in
coming.
mind, though. With Miami losing, Here's your top four if we're really doing the top four in the playoff as the Power Four conference champions. Right now, I believe it'd be Tennessee in the SEC. It would be, let's see, the Big Ten would be Oregon.
Yes.
The Big 12 would be BYU.
Holy shit.
And the 4 seed would be SMU out of the ACC.
2024, my friend.
Yeah, if we could have handled business, it could be Pitt, but
Yeah.
You're telling me SMU, BYU, and Tennessee deserve to be ranked higher than Ohio State or Texas? Texas might be leading the SEC. Texas might be leading the SEC.
After 1 year, they're just gone. They're just said, we're out. We'll go back to the Big 12.
keep going.
Yep.
But,
yeah. Wow.
So, moving on down. The other upsets. We had a couple of them. Billy, your Georgia Bulldogs kind of
Shit the bed, buddy.
Browns this weekend. They looked like
Yeah,
dog shit.
yeah. Well,
You could almost see that strip sack coming on the final play.
yep.
That
It
final
was.
offensive play they ran. As soon as the guy came off the ball, I'm like, well, game over. Boom, strip sack, looking like prime
Yep.
TJ Watt out there.
Yeah. And I do have to give a shout out to Dart. Got his ankle hurt early in that. Yeah, and he came back and he was limping he was limping a little bit, but he was slinging all over the place. Georgia had no answer, so shout out to him and Ole Miss. They played a hell of a football game. They needed it too. That was an elimination game for them, so they played well when they need to, kept their hopes alive.
Another upset this week, number 17, Iowa State drops a game they probably should have won, although it is basketball season, so this is the time of year if you're a Kansas fan to be happy and joyful all the time. Kansas takes down Iowa State 45-36. I believe that's
Iowa State's in shambles.
Another upset, sorry Bobby, Pitt losing to Virginia 24-19. And then not really an upset, but definitely, obviously a ranked team losing at home. Alabama taking down LSU.
That was an ass beating.
That was.
Chance, are you happy with getting rid of Brian Kelly? Still can't win the big one.
Yeah. Some things never change.
Big games, you just can't win.
Hey, how about Milrow running for 4 touchdowns, huh? The quarterback running for 4 TD.
In the last 2 years, Milrow has a combined 8 rushing touchdowns against LSU. 4 last year, 4 this year. So
Ownage.
that says a lot about the linebacker play, I think, for LSU. And,
What linebacker play?
Well said, Bobby.
What he
Oh,
said.
Well
being
said.
honest.
I know you are. I was like, someone's got to say it.
Well, there you go.
But, Alabama came in and made a statement. I think that's what they had to do in this game. I think they put themselves right back in the conversation for the playoff, maybe hosting a game. Obviously, with 2 losses, they can't afford another one. And they have to play Tennessee. No, Georgia plays Tennessee this week. Alabama plays Worcester. We'll talk about that. Fucking SEC.
Georgia has the opportunity of doing the funniest thing and making literally every team at least 2 losses in the SEC. This is the last time we saw that ever be a thing.
Texas doesn't.
Oh, yeah, Texas doesn't have 2 losses, but still, when was the last time we saw that in the SEC? You never saw that till this year.
Well, usually they don't beat up on each other like this.
No. I love it. What we got this week, Jason? What fun ones we got this week?
Well, I do have one more thing I want to point out.
Okay.
I'm anxious for the shitters of the week.
One more thing to point out for this week. If you go to a college football game,
Oh, here we go. I was wondering if he was going to talk about
and
it.
you throw shit on the field, just
3
fucking
weeks
leave.
in a row. It's 3 weeks
I
straight.
hope you should be banned from the stadium.
Like,
I'm
this is 3
so
weeks in a
fucking
row.
tired of it. There's no need. What is the purpose? What are you doing? What do you
Texas
see
set the
as
precedent.
Yeah,
It's just
Texas
even
started
Kirk
something that.
Herbstreit said it. Kirk Herbstreit said "fuck" or not "fuck," but I'm improvising a little bit. You know, he said it best. This needs to stop. It's a joke. You know,
Yeah, it
yeah.
is.
Um, you know, Texas did it first. Blah blah
And
blah.
it's
But just because somebody does it doesn't mean you need to do it.
yeah.
If Chance
Be
decides to
better.
jump
Be
on
better
the
than
field,
that organization and that fan base.
yeah. So, knock the shit off. Quit fucking doing
Yeah.
it. If you
We
can't stop doing it, then just don't show up.
yeah.
Like, don't
Listen,
go to
we
games.
listen. We understand. And college and NFL refs fucking suck. We get it. They're going to miss blatant, obvious calls. We know this now. We've seen it for the last. It's been getting worse and worse seemingly every single year. We're gonna talk about it. I mean, look at Thursday for crying out loud. It was fucking brutal. But yeah, listen, bad calls are gonna happen in a football game. I get it. But y'all were getting y'all's ass beat when this call happened. I get it,
Also, like,
frustration that you're not nothing going your way. You're getting your ass beat. No one gives
I'm
a
talking
fuck.
about, Texas Tech, too. Like, quit throwing shit.
Yeah. Quit throwing shit
Quit.
on the fucking field. Knock it off.
If you can't help but do it, then don't go. Don't go to games.
Yeah, seriously.
Because I'm tired of seeing it.
Like the delay games and shit. Like, holy fuck. And Ole Miss, act like you've been there before. That's the other thing I want to say. Storming the field with 16 seconds left. Act like you've been there. Like you are a
The
contending
game was
team.
over.
Act like it. They acting like that was their national championship, bro. Act like it. Act like you've been there. There's a difference between winners and losers, and that's a loser mentality right there. Storming the
I
field.
mean,
I
you
get
haven't
it. You beat Georgia.
in how long? Like, I get it. You just took down the number, 3 team in the country.
Yeah.
I get
Well, wait till the zeros are on the board.
Yeah, but have a little feel.
Yeah, that
You know,
took 15 minutes just to end 16 seconds left. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus
I
Christ.
respect it.
But that's all I have on that. I mean, it's the stuff with
Be better.
knock it the fuck off. Quit fucking throwing shit. Like,
Right now.
just be better. Make the game
Yeah.
better. We're all there
Have-
because we want to watch football. We're not
And have
there.
some fun.
Yeah. I'm not
Have
there
some
to
feel.
throw fucking tortillas on a football field or throw beer
Half
bottles.
eaten, bro. That's disgusting. Half eaten tortilla. Yeah, no. I don't want to see that.
I like tortillas.
Shut up, Chance.
Hey man, tortillas are good.
Tortillas.
Sure.
It's like
All right.
But
So, we're done
that's-
shitting on the fans.
Let's come to the rant of the week because it's getting ridiculous, and I think we can all agree that it's fucking ridiculous.
A little bit.
Like,
Yeah, this is 3 weeks in a row. This is 3 weeks straight. This it's got to stop. It's got to change.
Spiders.
I don't know. NFL got to not the NFL. NCAA got to do something about this before it's every fucking week. Like this is 3 weeks in a row. NCAA, get your shit figured out.
I mean, it's probably gonna be every week, but I do like what they did for the Texas one and took away, like, if you were a student and they know, like, they have camera footage of you doing it, you lost the rest of your season ticket package.
Yep.
I think that's the way to do it. That'll stop people from doing it because them things ain't cheap.
Nope. Not at all. But you also, if they're going to leave it up to the organizations for taking it away and stuff like that, then you have to, organizations got to, they got to do something.
You got to hold everybody to the same standard when it comes to that stuff. And that's the tough part right now because it is hard. It's hard to figure out, who's doing it when you're at a game. Like, it's not easy. But there's got to be some way that you can kind of figure this shit out and get people to stop doing it.
James, where can I get ammo?
Keyword accountability, ladies and gentlemen. Accountability. Accountability.
I got it.
Figure your shit out. All right, Jason. Week 12. We are starting to see the 12 teams kind of. Obviously, we're going to get our second bracket update on Tuesday, which things are going to be really shaken up now after the few upsets that we had, especially the two big ones with Georgia and Miami. IU now being ranked top 5 chance. Top 5. IU, fellas. Top 5 in the rankings. Who would have thought? Undefeated in the top 5. Who would have thunk it, right?
If you told me that Ohio State, Indiana would have been one of the better games of the week, I would have said, oh, cool, I can't wait to go watch that game when it's at Ohio State playing basketball,
Yeah.
Props to IU. Props to the coach. That coach, Kurt Signetti.
Google him.
Huh?
That's what he said. He said before the year even started. I mean, that could have easily backfired in his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said Google me. Didn't he say Google me?
Yeah, he said, I win. Google me.
Well, they're winning.
Taking a team in the Big Ten that nobody took serious.
Yeah, that used to be like a Northwestern type of game. You go to IU, you play IU. I mean, you're gonna shit on them. That one year they had Michael Penix and COVID. Other than that, I mean,
I'm down. Oh, I'm dead.
What a team! What a ride! Here we go.
I mean, the dude's doing a hell of a job. I can't say anything bad about that team from what I've seen and what I've watched with that team. It's awesome. It's awesome to see different teams involved in it. It really is. I'd rather see different teams involved. Yeah, I love seeing Ohio State up there every year, but I want to see some different teams,
Boise State won again too. They actually went down in rankings, which that's kind of a kick in the nuts. They win and you go down, but how about Ashton another 3 tutties and 200 more yards?
Yeah,
right.
I'm
sorry, but
saying Travis Hunter is the favorite to win the Heisman and Genty's.
I don't know why.
I'm sorry. I get that Hunter plays both ways, right?
Yeah, I understand.
But when you have a running back who's putting up the stats that he is and can single-handedly win a game,
it's probably single-handedly the reason we're talking about Boise State being in the 12-team playoff. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, this kid is legit. He's going to make one hell of an NFL running back. I can't wait to see who ends up getting him. I really hope it's a team that has a decent offensive line for him. I would hate to see him go somewhere that, can't block for him, can't open up.
Does he go high? Does he go high in the draft?
I mean, I look at him almost the same way I look at AP coming out of college.
Yeah.
Realistically, I mean, he hasn't given me any other reason to think otherwise.
I mean, who's the first realistic team you could see taking him, let's say, in a
The
top
Saints.
5 or top 10 setting? Really, the Saints?
He'll go top 5. But I could see going, the lowest maybe 20. It's all going to depend on who's up there, who's picking where. But obviously, if teams are down, that bad, they're going to need everything if they're picking up there. So, take the best player available and run with it. And if he's on there, I don't see any way you could turn him down. I mean, you look at those years that AP was, doing AP things, and, how can you sit here and tell me that Genty isn't at that same level?
No, he absolutely is.
Slugger, hey, can you relax with the squeaky toy? I'm trying to do a show here.
I'm trying to run this program.
Sure, kick your ball around. We're not a fucking soccer family.
All right, but Week 12 looks rather interesting.
Week 12 has some games that can really shape the playoff landscape. We
Yep.
talked about Tennessee and Georgia having to play each other. That game really could shape up, honestly, the SEC as a whole.
It's an elimination game for Georgia.
I think it's an elimination game for both teams, honestly, because when you look at the SEC, yeah, everybody's at 2 losses, okay, but right now with the way Bama's playing, which one of those teams can you tell me could beat Bama in the SEC championship? Right now, I don't believe any of them. Obviously, I would love to see Texas, Alabama again.
That would be fun.
I think everybody would love to see that. So, but right now, I don't see a team beating Alabama. I think they're clicking on all cylinders. Yeah, they've got 2 losses, but, you look at the losses they have. Vanderbilt, pretty bad loss. We'll give them that. But losing to Texas, they beat Georgia. This isn't a team to take light. And I think that's what people have to realize with the SEC. Yeah, all of them are 2-loss, okay, except for Texas and Tennessee. But, why should I sit here and think any team's going to beat Bama right now?
Mm-hmm.
There's just nothing in my head that, when I think about the SEC, points me to thinking anybody's going to beat them.
Yeah. Yeah, Alabama also plays Mercer this week. 9-1. How about Mercer this year, huh? Mercer having a fantastic year.
SEC versus FCS,
Yeah, I know. This is going to be a cupcake week for Bama, but still, shout out to Mercer being a boss ass FCS school. And you never know, you still got to play on any given Saturday for this one.
Yeah, I mean, look at the year that App State beat Michigan.
Yeah, yeah.
The best part about that, since I brought that up, that was the first game ever televised on Big Ten Network. And Michigan does what Michigan does and loses to App State.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Y'all get Northwestern. That sounds like on the road, but that should be at Wrigley. Ooh, should be fun.
At Wrigley. So who knows what the field conditions are going to be? Obviously, you never know in Chicago. So,
Bobby, you got a tough one at home against Clemson.
I'll be there.
Hell yeah. Here's a good unranked matchup: Navy versus Tulane.
I'm getting to this week's games if you'll let me.
Hurry up and kill those zombies in.
I'm killing zombies. The zombies killed me, though. Alright. So, looking ahead to this week, we get 3 games on Tuesday night. 3 games of action.
Yes.
What did you do? Did you get your ball stuck under there? Guess what? Too bad. But looking ahead,
Awesome, back here.
Watch that I think will be decent. I don't know, how quality the football is going to be, but you get a Pac-12 matchup in the Big Ten with UCLA at Washington. Could be an interesting game to watch from the aspect of, former Pac-12 opponents facing off in their new conference. Neither team really playing great.
Revive them.
Could give each other a pretty good game. That game, I believe, is on Friday night.
How would you pick that up right now?
We'll see what those two teams have. We'll see. Can they put a quality product on the field on a Friday night? Because people will be watching it because it's Big Ten football. Another one to watch on Friday: Houston, Arizona. Those two teams, not great, but usually give each other pretty good games. So I would keep an eye on that game. Slugger, you're going to have to wait. Moving on down.
Spiders.
Yep, Clemson at Pitt. Utah at Colorado. The question all year has been, what's up with Utah?
Oh shit, they got up there.
Yeah.
So maybe they can come out with a huge upset win over Colorado. We'll see where Colorado is in the rankings. Right now they're 20. I think they'll go up just because of some of the teams that lost and because they.
I think they moved up to 18th when I looked at the poll earlier today.
Yeah, but that's AP. That one don't matter
Yeah.
anymore.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
That one, while it's fun to look at, fun to see, it don't matter. Slugger, stop. You gotta wait. So, moving on down the line. Mercer, 9-1 Mercer at Alabama. We'll see. Obviously, when you look at this game, you think shitter. FCS against top tier SEC usually doesn't pan out to be anything. But who knows? Virginia at Notre Dame. So this one's kind of interesting because of the game that Virginia just played. Virginia beating Pitt. Was it at Pitt?
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes this game against Notre Dame a little interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've shown that they can keep up with some of the better teams in the conference. So what do they show us against Notre Dame? Obviously not an ACC school technically, but if we want to get technical, they're pretty much an ACC school. So that one I think will be interesting. Virginia could make that one a close game. Boston College at SMU. This game intrigues me because Boston College knocked off Florida State to begin the year. They haven't.
Yeah, but look how that's been.
But they haven't been bad. Like, they haven't been terrible. So what do we see out of Boston College this week traveling to SMU? LSU travels to Florida. Interesting game there. Obviously, Florida played this is a fucking stretch for Florida. Georgia, and then I believe they played Tennessee this past week, right? And now they get LSU. Like
all with their third string quarterback who transferred from Yale. No offense to y'all from Yale, but that's not you don't go to Yale to play football.
That just means he knows ball.
Hey, you don't go to Yale to play ball. Just saying. That's not your first reason why you play at Yale.
What size do I have? 650.
Just saying. Let's see here.
Manglers, shit, run.
Nebraska at USC, I think, could be a pretty interesting game. USC hasn't been great since coming to the Big Ten, but again,
fell off.
You look at this game, it's two teams that really need to prove something in the conference. So how does this turn out for both teams?
Yeah.
That's the big thing I look at. We'll see what each team's got. Obviously, Nebraska, the least amount of travel of the previous Big Ten teams, not the new ones, to get to a school like to get to USC. So we'll see, what comes of that.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of the weird part of the whole situation is, we've seen the Big Ten teams have to go out there. The games have been iffy. But you look at some of the travel for those teams. And now you've got, Nebraska going out there who really doesn't have to travel all that far to get there. So what do we see out of them in this game? What do we see out of USC playing at home? USC currently favored by 9.5, which I think is weird because I think Nebraska is a pretty good team.
Yeah.
So kind of interesting to me that right now USC is that big of a favorite.
I don't know if that stays there, to be honest, throughout the week. So if you're a betting person, take that early, take that now against the spread because I don't know how long that stays at 9. I think it goes down to about 4 or 5 if they're going to keep USC. Obviously, dependent on injuries and other things like that. But at 9.5 to start is interesting.
Yeah, it's odd when you look at this game because you think this game would be pretty even, you know? You don't see this game as being a huge ass blowout, but obviously we're missing something.
I think Nebraska. I mean, Nebraska's been kind of cold. They kind of lost their fastball a little bit, lost a bunch of tough games, haven't really been competitive offensively. So maybe that's the reason. Because
They
the
got true
beginning of the year, they were,
quarterback.
yeah, they got a true freshman who's now starting to act like a true freshman.
Hey, don't chew on
Remembered who
that.
the hell he is. So I think that's part of it. USC has lost a bunch of tough ones. Like they've been right in all of their games. So yeah, I think that's the reason. It's like all Nebraska's losses have been pretty ugly this year. USC's been in essentially most of their games.
All right. This is an interesting one. Ranked at unranked. And the line on this is really weird. Missouri travels to South Carolina. South Carolina is currently favored by 13.5.
As they should be. Missouri very lucky to win that football game last weekend. The 22 yards, the 31 yards scoop and score with 22 seconds left. They had no. It was like they played like shit that whole game. Lucky to come out with a W there. South Carolina is a team, is a wild card team in terms of they're going to spoil somebody's day, somebody's afternoon. Swag County is back in South Carolina, and I think they are all just rocking down there. So, I don't know about 13.5. I would probably take them at 7.5, 8. But I got South Carolina winning this football game. That's a tough place to play again for the first time in a while.
And then finally, the big one, Tennessee 8-1 at Georgia, who's now 7-2. Georgia favored by 9.5. I see that changing.
That goes way down. Carson Beck has been playing like shit. It's just Ole Miss gave the blueprint to play against Georgia's offense of how to play them. Tennessee, I think, has a better defense than Ole Miss. I don't know about their offense. Tennessee's offense is hit or miss. We've seen it all year. But they're obviously 8-1, so they know how to get the job done. Obviously, they won big at home against Alabama. But this will be a real test for them. If they can get, obviously, past Georgia, I think they shoot up the rankings and they do that. But for Georgia, they can't lose anymore. If you are a two-loss team in any division, especially the SEC, as competitive as it is, you cannot lose any more games. You have to win. This is a must-win from here on out. Even I know they get Massachusetts after this week, and then they get Tech. But this is a must-win for them for a multitude of reasons. To even have an opportunity to get in. You just lost badly against Ole Miss. You didn't play great against Alabama in that game, even though you came back to almost win that football game. But generally speaking, that was a bad game for them. I don't know where the voters see Georgia. They threw them down 8 places or 9 places, all the way down to 11th in the rankings right now as of today. So that's a big hit of how the voters see Georgia as a football team this year. And Carson Beck is showing that he is not somebody who likes the spotlight and doesn't like pressure, because he is cracking every single week, it seems. So, you said it was 9.5?
9.5.
Yeah, I think this turns into 3 or 4 on either side. I don't think it stays at 9.5. I know they're at Georgia, but still, yeah. So,
All right. We ready for the shitter of the week?
Yes.
we are. Do we have 3 of them like we did last week?
I got 2. One
2 of them?
involved the team that we also talked about last week. The other one involves 2 new teams who I don't think we've ever really talked about.
Awesome.
So, shitter of the week number 1. 8-1 Penn State goes to 1-8 Purdue. Fucking shitter. Purdue might give up 90 points total in 2 weeks. Maybe more. With the way that Penn State is capable of putting up points.
Yeah, but can they? They're capable of doing a lot, but then they don't do it.
Bobby, did you leave?
It kicked me out.
Now, our shitter of the week based on records in small conferences. This one's a real barn burner, boys. I hope you're ready.
I'm going to watch it.
2-7 FAU travels to Philadelphia to take on 2-7 Temple. I'm sorry I can't come up with a better one, but 2 2-win teams playing each other fucking sounds awful to me.
Yep.
Let's look at some team stats here.
Yep. Let's get some
Currently,
numbers.
the spread is 1.5 in favor of Temple.
You said 1.5?
Yep.
Oh,
That's
lovely.
the spread. Temple, their leading rusher, 360 yards on the season.
Ooh.
Their quarterback, kind of respectable. 1,327 yards, 13 tutties, and 6 interceptions. FAU's quarterback does have over 1,500 yards, but he has a 1-to-1 ratio when it comes to touchdowns and interceptions at 6 apiece.
Thanks.
That's not good.
Carson Beck's might be negative, Billy.
Yeah, at least after this past week. But, you know, we'll take what we can get from some of these schools. So, let's look. Team stats. Okay. Temple averages 19 points a game. They average where is their penalty yardage? There it is. They average 46 yards of penalties a game and have 421 yards in total penalties. Again, another team who has more total penalty yardage than their leading rusher has yardage.
Ouch.
Guys, we have a problem in the NCAA right now. God damn. Let these shitters fight it out in the FCS. Don't fucking ruin my FBS day. Like,
Yeah.
now?
Don't ruin my multi-view on YouTube TV on Saturdays with these bum ass 2-7 games.
Yeah, like, I get it. You know, Temple's in Philly. But, Bobby, do we like Philly?
No.
Like,
Fuck Philly.
so, everyone in Philly except Bryce Harper, right? Bryce Harper Jr.?
Only in the playoffs.
And Nick Castellanos because he's the GOAT.
Yeah, how have we not talked about that? Brenneman had to broadcast a game where the quarterback's last name was Castellanos.
But there was no deep drives to left, though.
There was no deep drives left. There was an over-the-middle, probably interception, come on back, pick 6. It's awesome.
But, again, another team, leading rusher doesn't have as many yards as they have penalties.
Are you guys in a game?
Yeah.
Now, I will say, their wide
Wow.
receiver, his last name was Holloway. He's 1 for 1 for 19 yards. Let the dude throw the ball a little more.
Well,
Wait. Was his name Halloween?
Halloween.
Oh.
HOLLAWA.
give him the rock. Let him eat. Let him cook.
Yeah, sounds like let this man throw.
Now, FAU. Respectable. They average 22 points a game. So
That's not bad.
Not as bad as last week. What is happening over here right now?
Oh, we get some dog action. What's up, buddy?
Hi, Slugger.
Slugger, what are you doing?
Slug, what are you doing, bud?
Slugger, what's happening?
His ears just pop straight up.
Are you good? Are you embarrassed?
Can we play Nuketown?
That boy is glitching.
I'm about done with Black Ops.
I just want to join a game.
Going crazy, Billy. I'll have to I sent it to Bobby. I'll send it in the group chat. The video of him with a box stuck on his head today.
Lovely. Lovely.
Now let's look. Penalty yardage. Oh, good God.
I like that.
FAU averages 56 yards of penalties a game. They have 512 penalty yards on the year.
Lovely.
Which is more than their leading receiver. It's only 12 yards less than their leading rusher.
Respectful. All right. Fair enough.
At least it's close.
Not more than their rush. Yeah. It's not more than their rusher, though. That's nice.
This isn't as big of a shitter of the week as the last time.
No, last week might be all-time shitter.
I really hope that their starting kicker's healthy because their long-distance kicker is fucking awful. Can you stop? Can you stop? I need you to not. I need you to not.
He said, "You embarrass me on camera. I'm gonna embarrass you now. My turn."
I will.
Yeah, welcome to it.
Outside in a minute.
Yeah.
Be nice to Cosmo. Quit scrolling on my phone.
He's trying to order the Chewy box.
Yeah. Just trying to DoorDash. Look at him. He's hungry.
Shove that thing all the way down your throat. That helps.
I respect it because no one wants to eat the white chicken chili in that household.
Oh, God. Fuck you. Get down. That was my nuts you just squished.
I just joined in
All right.
Nuketown 24/7.
So that's college football, week 11 and 12. When
Jesus
Slugger decides to
fucking
leave his
homos.
father alone. Sluggers! Slugger!
Throwing claws. Help. Help.
Slugger!
He won't listen. He's locked in.
Oh, yeah, he is. The blinders are on. He is.
I got you. Oh, God. He got out of it. Do we hear the grunting and the snorting right now?
Yep, yeah, this.
This is all I hear in my ear. Sounds like me. Ow! That's my nipple! Damn. Get off! That hurts! It's my boob! Stop!
This dog is just.
This is
Yep,
all on
he is.
camera. This is the abuse that I deal with. Ow!
Uh-huh.
Biting me. I know you're enjoying this. You're embarrassed.
And you know what everyone. You know what everyone in the comments is going to say, though, after you say it? Is like, deserved, 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 deserved.
Can you stop? Can you stop? Can you not? Can you get off of me?
This is quality pup content. Damn, we might have to go. We have to go to break at this point. You won't be able to get any of your college basketball out at this rate.
Do you need to go pee? Get off of me. I'm being attacked by a freaking wolf here, and nobody's helping. Let go of my shirt. Get off.
All right, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, Jason's gonna try and get to any NCAA basketball for the first time.
Get off of me.
Chance has got NHL and quarterback tiers, and then we got some NFL. We'll be back on the other side. Chance.
Break time. I also have my new segment. So
Can you stop?
Dogs are known as man's best friend. But what do you call a dog that becomes a nation's best friend? You call him Ben. I'll be honest with you, when I first started bringing Ben on the road, it was for me. I needed a travel companion. Hotel rooms can sometimes feel like islands of solitude, and his warm presence became my anchor to home, making my journeys feel less like wandering and more like belonging. When I was working in a hotel room, or a broadcast booth, or on the college game day set, reaching down and feeling that fur at my feet, it made me feel like I was home. Ben wasn't out here to become a social media star, but he became one, just by being himself. The Rose Bowl named him its Chief Happiness Officer, and that's exactly what he did. He made everyone happy, and he did it without even trying. He just wagged that tail or nestled up against strangers like they were family, and that's what they became. On planes, in hotel lobbies, on the beach, in the mountains, it didn't matter if you were a college student, a movie star, a national championship quarterback, or even a state governor. Ben didn't care who you were. Everyone deserved his love. I think we can all learn from that. At a time when everything seems to be aimed at dividing us, our love of football unites us every weekend. What I experienced with Ben was that, and so much more. Dogs' only flaw as a species is they don't live long enough, but the warmth they give us, that never goes away. So neither will Ben. This man's best friend, who became America's best friend.
Hour number 2. Kind of a continuation from hour 1 because Jason was getting attacked by his child.
Naturally,
Anyway.
he wanted to play. He did
Yeah.
bite my nipple during a break.
He did.
he's just trying to get milk.
So, Jesus. Anyway,
That's a dirty
Jason's
fight.
going to continue with his hosting
It's like grown-ups.
Hosting
Mommy's milk. Mommy's milk.
job.
How
With
old
his
is he?
hosting
48
duties.
months.
That's 4.
4. Yeah.
Yeah. Jason, college basketball back in full swing. First couple weeks are underway. Take it away, buddy.
Well, games started Monday night. We did have a couple of ranked teams lose on Monday. The Ohio State Buckeyes take down the Texas Longhorns 80-72 in Las Vegas. It was a great game for the Bucks. Great way to start the year. The other ranked team to lose on Monday night was number 13 Texas A&M, losing to UCF. We did have a couple of lower level quote-unquote upsets. I won't go too much into those because there are a shit ton of games and a lot of teams playing other teams that they probably shouldn't be playing.
Early days, my friend. Early days.
Eastern Michigan played Siena Heights. There was maybe one fan in the stands.
Wait, they actually did?
Yeah.
No shit.
It's like when Family Guy makes fun of the WNBA and they say, let's ask the fan. That's what it looked like. Again, Family Guy made fun of the WNBA. We did not. We did not.
Was not us.
Behind closed doors.
We did. I don't think we can make fun of it this year, but yeah.
Oh my God, it's going to end in a draw. There's no way.
All right. The other big-time games where lower-level teams took down a higher-level, higher conference team. Where was it? There was one more. At least on Monday night.
Blue Taco? Blue waffle.
No, stay there. Me clicking does not mean you get up. I can't find it. I have an idea of who it was, but I can't remember now.
I still can't get over the fact that Michigan played Siena Heights.
Eastern
To me,
Michigan
that-
played Siena Heights.
Oh,
Ah, here it is. South Carolina lost 74-71 to North Florida. I consider that an upset while it's not really a ranked team losing. It is an SEC team losing to, let's see, what conference is North Florida even in? The Atlantic Sun.
Never heard of them.
yeah, I've never heard of that conference.
It's probably the biggest win in their school's history. Oh.
Definitely. Chance. Indiana
That's a
State,
storm the court moment.
Yeah, there are 200 people in the arena. No, I'm just kidding. They weren't at home, though.
They don't
It's
deserve
not a
that.
great start for Indiana State. Lost by 33 to FAU. Definitely a new look Indiana State after all the pieces that left. So we'll see what they got. I get to see them live, so it'll be interesting. Moving on to Tuesday. I don't believe we had any ranked teams play on Tuesday. Nothing crazy happened on Tuesday.
Nope.
Wednesday, nothing crazy happened. Columbia took down Villanova on Wednesday. Forgot about that. Columbia beat Villanova 90-80. Big win for Columbia. They've been to the tournament a few times in the last few years, I think. Ivy League school, so all the smart kids.
The angle that they shoot the ball. Give that
They've
shit
got
to a
that
team.
math perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever done math in my life.
You've done math, Chance.
I actually do math at work. Believe it or not.
Oh, Chance, Indiana State bounced back. They beat Eureka on Thursday, 93-48.
Isn't that like a catchphrase you say when something good happens? Where you strike gold, isn't that what the coal mine, like the gold miners used to say, the 49ers? Eureka?
Yeah. That's who they played.
Better off just saying they were Helen Keller. Big little...
There's
Friday
actually a
night,
university, Eureka. Wow.
Duke got off to a fast start against Army, put up 100 points, beat them 100-58. The Naval Academy is not, or the Armed Forces, not really known for their basketball, unless it's David Robinson. Kansas took down North Carolina at Allen Fieldhouse, 92-89. That was one hell of a basketball game. If you missed it, I feel sorry for you. That was a fantastic game. Kansas definitely looks like the team to beat right now, I think, between them and Gonzaga. I feel like Gonzaga played Baylor on Monday night, though, right? Yeah. Gonzaga played Baylor Monday night. Gonzaga beat them. I don't know why that score didn't come up, but it didn't. So we're going to find it real quick. Still searching. There it is. Gonzaga 101, Baylor 63. Gonzaga was ranked 6th, Baylor ranked 8th. So, not a snub opponent that they put up 101 points on. But
Oh my
Kansas
God.
takes down North Carolina. Huge win. Kansas is ranked number 1 to start the year. I think that's definitely fitting. I haven't seen anything worth noting that makes me say otherwise. Also on Friday night, number 22 UCLA loses 72-64 to New Mexico. Not a school you think about with basketball, but they took down a ranked team, newly minted in the Big Ten. We'll see how they fare there. Saturday we had a couple more good games. A couple top 25 teams putting up 100. Arizona played Old Dominion, beat them 102-44. The big games that night, Baylor bounced back after the loss to Gonzaga, beat number 16 Arkansas on the road 72-67. Baylor really putting their team to the test early, playing two ranked teams in their first two games. I fucking love it. College basketball is different when you look at it because obviously one loss doesn't take you out of the tournament. But when you see early season matchups, I mean, like North Carolina, Kansas, those two teams will be around probably in the Elite Eight. Maybe
Yeah, how do we get that matchup this early in the season? It's pretty nuts. It's freaking awesome, but it's nuts. You don't see that very often.
In basketball, they're not afraid to play the good teams. Good teams are not afraid to play other good teams because it's a great test. It's a long year, and one loss doesn't kill you.
Nope.
Auburn, there's a whole bunch going on with Auburn right now. We won't get too much into it other than their flight had to be diverted back to Alabama on their way to Houston because there was a fight between teammates on the plane.
I saw that.
They ended up getting the win against number 4 Houston, 74-69, shorthanded.
Yeah.
So kudos to those players that didn't do anything stupid, that were able to play in this game and went out and got a huge win to start the year for their squad. You know, it sucks that you have to deal with that situation, but
yeah, I mean, that's unnecessary distractions that you just don't need. It's unnecessary toxicity in the locker room that you just don't need. You just don't need, especially this early in the year. You know what I mean? Like,
sometimes you need to get fired up.
I get it.
not enough.
You know,
You're fighting each other on a plane.
Yeah, you don't need to be fighting each other on the plane before you have to leave to the point where they're just
Did
canceling.
they specify what fighting?
They said punches were thrown.
Oh, I'm about to say they could have
They were
been sword
throwing hands.
fighting.
Jesus, no.
They could have been sword fighting. You never
No
know.
chance. No.
Chance, play Call of Duty, buddy.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm best at.
But
we all know
no,
what the best at, but I'm going to say it.
but it's one of those things where you don't need that in the and this goes for anything, whether it's college football, it could be fucking volleyball or softball, or you just don't need that kind of stuff in the clubhouse. I mean,
Well, I mean, volleyball, you just get the nudes leaked. That's just what happens.
if you go to, what was it, Wisconsin or Nebraska that did that?
It's one of the two. If it was Nebraska,
It's one of them.
I think it was Nebraska.
But
No,
but
moving on,
yeah.
because we're not going to get too much into it. Today, man, this North Florida team, look out. They take down Georgia
fucking
Tech
wagon.
105-93. They are currently 3-0.
Fucking wagon.
Good for this program, good for that coach, good for those players. You know, being able to come out with and get wins like they're getting early in the year pays dividends a ways down the road because you never know who you might match up with again, what experiences you're going to need to lean on later on in the year. So, you know,
Exactly.
huge shout out to that program for coming away with 2 huge victories against these huge out of conference games.
Yeah, for sure.
You see a lot of these. Like, you know, I look at Ohio State's non-conference schedule, right? Their first game's Monday. They play Youngstown State. Okay, then they go to Texas A&M. But then they've got Evansville, Campbell, and Green Bay. Like, you play these lower-level games to try to get your team experience. Now, when I look at it, like Evansville, right? Ohio State plays them. They played North Texas. They'll play Middle Tennessee. You know, so they're not playing snub schools, but
Evansville can always shoot.
that's schools. When you look at a team like North Florida going and playing the teams that they are this early in the year, you know, it really pays dividends later on. I feel like it does.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, tournament sweetheart Fairleigh Dickinson played at Creighton. They lost by 26. But again, you went and played at Creighton. Creighton's not
an easy place to play. Not at all.
Now, North Florida will play Nebraska. They'll play Florida. And they play Georgia yet this year. They have a chance to beat 5 Power 4 conference teams in their non-conference games. So we'll see what comes to North Florida. Keep an eye on them. I mean, you beat an ACC school by 12 on the road.
Yeah.
You're earning a little bit of respect.
And that does so much just going, I mean, when they start conference play too, the confidence that team has, like, we can beat anybody. You know what I mean? Like, the wins that they build up, especially if they go out and they beat, you know, like you said, they played Georgia and I forget the other two. But you go out and beat these Power 4, I mean, imagine the confidence that team has, especially when conference play comes up, to just go out there and just run the table, potentially get some eyeballs and some votes for the big dance in March. Shit, look out. I mean, that sky's the limit for that program.
Looking ahead to this week, if you're a college basketball fan, Tuesday is your night. We start off at 6:30 on ESPN, Michigan State against Kansas in the State Farm Champions Classic. And the other half of that game, of that series, that State Farm Champions Classic, is Duke against Kentucky.
Love
Tuesday is
it.
your night for college basketball. Those are the two huge games. We do have some other ranked teams playing, none of which are very notable games. Obviously, if they lose, they'll be notable to talk about. Looking ahead to the rest of the week, there's not a whole lot going on this week until you get to Friday. The Ohio State University goes to Texas A&M. Texas A&M currently 13th. That could change. Also Friday, unranked matchup, Virginia versus Villanova. If you've followed college basketball in the last 10 years, these are two of the biggest names in college basketball.
Could get spicy.
Starting an hour after that, you have Florida at Florida State. Rivalry game, going to be good.
Big rivalry game.
You get number 2 Alabama travels to play number 14 Purdue on Friday night, 7 o'clock on Peacock. This is going to be the game where we find out about this Purdue team. What can they do without Zach Edey, who steps up into that superstar role? Alabama's the team that likes to get out and run. They're fast-paced. They get the ball up the court, score points, score
And
a lot
they
of them.
shoot the absolute lights out of the basketball from deep, too.
Bobby, you may have to go to the Pitt game on Friday.
Why?
Backyard brawl on the hardwood.
Ah.
West Virginia
Yeah.
Pitt on Friday night.
Oh.
8 o'clock start. And the last big game I'll talk about, number 10 Arizona travels to Wisconsin.
Not an easy place to play.
A team from way down south travels to a team way up north. Big Ten basketball, old Pac-12 basketball, current Big 12 basketball.
Yep.
We'll see what comes of that. Starting this weekend, we start to get a few of the preseason tournaments going. So we'll see a few of them. There's a few games in here. The Greenbrier Tip-Off Classic. We don't have those matchups yet. But on Saturday, to kick off the day at 3 o'clock on Peacock, South Carolina travels to number 17 Indiana. Another big game to watch out for at noon on Saturday. Wake Forest plays Xavier at Xavier. Could be an interesting game. I always love seeing those big time, Basketball's different. I don't think there's just 4 power conferences. I put the Big East as a power conference. I think a lot of us do.
Big East
Yeah,
basketball
I think
used
you
to be
have to.
awesome.
I love me some Big East basketball.
Yeah.
We also get at 1 o'clock. Chance, you're fighting Irish take on the Georgetown Hoyas. So we'll see what comes of that. Chance's second favorite team, Longwood, is in action on Saturday, playing UT Martin.
We love that.
The in-state rivalry of Indiana State and Ball State at Ball State on Saturday. Let's see. We got any other ranked games? Not really. Nothing to really write home about with some of these. Looking at Sunday, because we won't have a chance to talk about these before they happen. St. Mary's. For those of you who may not know, St. Mary's College, they are fucking good at basketball. They travel to Nebraska on Sunday, a 1 o'clock tip on Big Ten Network. Half an hour later, Clemson travels to Boise State. Interesting matchup there. Don't really ever see those two teams play each other in anything. So that's the cool thing you get with basketball. Some of these teams that wouldn't play each other in many other sports do play each other. Like Indiana State comes and plays Ohio State. How often are you going to see those two teams face off in a lot of sports?
Probably none other than basketball.
Yeah. We do get, again, another old Pac-12 matchup on Sunday. Cal travels to USC at 9:30 tip. If you're bored and the Sunday night game doesn't pan out, tune on over to Big Ten Network. Cal versus USC should be a good one. I'm glad that they don't have too many big games on Saturday because it's tough to turn on basketball on a football Saturday.
Yeah.
So
a lot of the bigger games I think are Tuesday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Yeah.
Usually in college anyway, so. But yeah, I mean, they do a good job in scheduling away from, because, NFL's, everyone's watching NFL, everyone's watching hockey now, everyone's watching college football on Saturdays, so it's definitely going to be difficult to tune over, obviously, to watch these big games. You're like, I'm watching football though, so it's always a tough thing to juggle, but NCAA basketball, TV media people do a good job in scheduling and getting everything sorted out over there for those big matchups.
We do have some big-time matchups the following week that we'll talk about next Sunday that I'm kind of looking forward to. The Bahamas Championship gets going next week. I believe the
Bahamas.
Maui starts here in the next few weeks.
That's usually around Thanksgiving, so yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually, I think, isn't it usually the week of Thanksgiving?
I think so.
I think it's the weekend after.
No, I think the week of.
Oh, maybe, no. I thought it might have been the weekend, like directly after, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I want to say it starts Wednesday.
I'm looking right now. The battle for Atlantis will start Wednesday the 27th. That one's always a good one. And the Maui will start on Monday. The Maui will start on Monday.
Yeah, and it's usually
So they'll go-
that week, I believe.
The Maui Invitational, if you do not know what the Maui Invitational is, you are missing out.
You're missing.
Maui Invitational is the best college basketball tournament early in the year. This year's field, let me look real quick. This year's field consists of Auburn, Colorado, Dayton, Iowa State, Memphis, Michigan State, North Carolina, and UConn.
Ooh.
Well, we'll see if Auburn can keep their shit together long enough to make that trip out there. That's a long plane flight.
Yeah, that could be.
They have announced the 2025 field. The 2025 Maui Invitational field will feature Arizona State and Washington State, along with North Carolina State, Seton Hall, Texas, UNLV, and USC. So,
Not terrible.
whoever
That's a
wins
pretty
the
good
Maui
group.
usually ends up going pretty far in the tournament. So for your bracket, I would keep an eye on who wins the Maui.
Yeah, for those who really go hard with the bracket every single year, yeah, for sure. We definitely will.
Last year, the Maui winner. Let me get it pulled up because it's not completely pulling it. I believe they don't have the full. Let me check on here. Last year, the winner was Purdue. And, they didn't get as far. Marquette was the runner-up. But, still two great teams that did go pretty far in the Maui. Made it pretty far in the national tournament. So we'll see. We'll see what comes out of it.
I usually like the Maui. It's usually a good crop of teams.
Yeah, the Maui is always fun, and you look at some of the names that have won, the MVP of the tournament. I'll run through a few of them here. In 1985, Del Curry won the MVP of the tournament. In 1992, Penny Hardaway. Mike Dunleavy in 2001. Ty Lawson in 2008 with North Carolina. Kemba Walker in 2010. You get guys in here. Obviously, Zach Edey won it last year, but you get teams in this invitational that turn out to be pretty good, and it's great basketball.
It usually is.
It's definitely a must-watch. If you're a sports fan in general and like basketball, it's a must-watch.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
It's usually a good judge, too, to see how teams are going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very early tell on how a team is going to be in a tournament situation, in a tournament-like situation. Obviously, March Madness, some of these teams, go really, really deep, obviously, in the national championship stuff. But, you get to see many surprises, maybe some of those, like surprises in their conference championships. This team may not be very good, or they may not be ranked, or they'll be on the low side of the seedings for their conference. But you're like, hey, watch out. They could be a sleeper pick to kind of make a run later in the year when we start the conference tournaments all over the place. So that's why these tournaments matter so much, and also the history behind them as well, the lineage and stuff like that. So great tournaments coming up, great basketball, a lot of college basketball. We are just getting started. We are just getting underway. Chance, do you have NHL for us by chance?
Not really, unless you guys know anything that I don't, or have any discussion topics, I can probably read around it.
I was gonna maybe think Winnipeg. 14-1, right? Already.
They're insane right now.
And they are going nuts. Hellebuck is out of his mind right now with the way he's playing. They were playing Dallas last night, and the crowd was chanting to Ottinger
backup goalie.
backup goalie. Like, when was the last time anyone ever had, anyone ever said that about Jake fucking Ottinger? Nobody. It's not something you say about him. I mean, widely considered one of the best goalies in hockey today. Gives up 4 quick ones last night to a white-hot Winnipeg team. And Hellebuck has answered the call, even having an even better season than he did last year. Winnipeg is flying right now.
Literally.
Yeah, they are. They are the Jets for a reason. Obviously, I don't think anybody saw this coming. I know I didn't. I mean, you look at the Central, you look at Dallas. I mean, Colorado dealing with injuries, couldn't predict that. But Dallas, Nashville, and Colorado were the 3 teams.
Starting lineup is how.
Yeah, so I mean, you look at the Central; those are the 3 teams that pretty much everybody looked at to be at the top. And then Winnipeg being a wild card team. I mean, they're going to be good, but this good? No. I mean, ever since Paul Murray said at the end of Panthers winning the Stanley Cup, he wants the Jets to win one, and they've answered the call so far. Obviously, you can't win it in the first month, but you certainly set yourself up to lose it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and I mean, it's not just like 2 or 3 guys. It's all lines are contributing. Like, you go and look at the score sheet, like their total stats for each player. It's like there's no one player that's just like standing like out, going absolutely berserk. But they're all like around the same. They're all doing great things. I think 3 or 4 players have more than 10 assists. 4 or 5 players are above 15 points already. I mean, they are getting contributions from everybody, top to bottom. And then the goaltending has been insane this year for Winnipeg. Like, I mean, hot damn. Go to the other team, or one of the other teams, Toronto. Chance, what's going on with Matthews, buddy? This is not the goal-scoring pace we saw last year. I know it's month 1. He could go absolutely guns a-blazing coming up soon. And just, 2 goals every game after this. I mean, he's more than capable of doing it. But slow start for him.
yeah, dealing with an injury right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he's looked different since donning the C, and it's a brand new system. They're not that flashy team anymore. They're willing to do the dirty work. They're willing to get pucks in deep and just go to work down low. And Berube's done a great job rotating all 4 lines for him. So eventually, the goal scoring will come. I have no question about it. He's going to go down as the greatest American-born goal scorer of all time. Probably go down as the greatest goal scorer of all time when it's all said and done. So yeah, I'm not worried one bit. One team that I am worried about is Boston. Certainly not the start they wanted to have to begin the year. Swayman took all their money, and the problem with Boston is they're so big on the defensive side. I think Charlie McAvoy is their smallest defender. I think he's like 6'3". It's a lot of big bodies that they got. So,
are we worried about Edmonton still?
Yeah, I think it's time to hit the panic button. They looked a lot worse. They've looked a lot worse this year than they did last year. I think they're still dealing with the hangover. Long off season. I mean, McDavid's hurt.
He's back.
Nobody's really stepped up. Oh,
I'm pretty sure he's back.
He might be back, but he was dealing with an injury for a minute. Hyman's been a shell of himself. Obviously, had 50 goals last year. He's not getting the tap-ins like he did last year, unfortunately. So that's taking a hit to his goals.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I would hit the panic button if I were them. The goaltending has not been good.
No. It's been arguably worse than it was last year at this point in time, and last year was pretty bad.
Yeah.
for sure.
So
Uh,
I'm definitely hitting the panic button at this point.
yeah. Another a team that isn't exactly feeling the hangover right now, Florida, looking good early. Bennett is going berserk right now. He's having a time. I think the whole Florida team's having a time. Bobrovsky's having another pretty great start to the season. I mean, Florida's looking like Florida still. And they're not feeling the effects of any hangover so far.
No, I mean, this is how they started last year.
Hmm.
I mean, they're just a physical team that's going to wear you down. And I don't know how they don't get worn down themselves,
The
but
cardio's insane.
Yeah.
the philosophy that they have works. And will I be shocked if they make another deep run? Probably not, just the way that they play.
Hmm.
The style that they play wears on you for a 7-game series.
Yeah.
So,
Another team that I think maybe we're kind of surprised, Chance, maybe we're not. Carolina. I think we thought they were going to be good, but 10-2, 10-2, and I believe one overtime loss, maybe not, but leading the Metro, obviously New Jersey, Washington, and New York right behind them. But the the goaltending, I watched Washington play Carolina the other night. Their goaltending is unbelievable so far this early in the year, too.
Is it still Frederick Anderson?
No,
I
it
think
is
so.
not.
No, it's
It
not.
hasn't really been this year. I'm going to butcher this last name.
Sound it out. What's the first name? I can probably give you the last
That's
name.
even worse, buddy. That's even worse. I think it's Keshikov. It might be. Is that how you say it?
Chekhov?
There you go. That one. Yeah,
Chekhov?
Chekhov.
Yeah.
That one. He has been an absolute animal for Carolina this year. 7-1, 2.5 goals against on average. 90%, 90 on the save percentage, but like they're just doing Carolina things. There's not one player that's really going to be superstar on that team, right? Like we're not going to vote any of them for MVP, but they just have a roster that's just top to bottom, just good players. Good players that buy in, get the system, and just that team just wins. For whatever reason, Chance, and you've known this forever, Carolina doesn't matter necessarily what roster they put out, they just win. Right? They just find themselves in the tournament every single year. Whether or not they make
Yeah,
a
they
deep
just
run's
can't get
another
it.
thing, but they just can't get over that hump to get to a cup final. But every year it's seemingly they're in the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I thought they were still going to be good. I didn't have them coming close to winning the Metro. I just thought New Jersey, what they did in the offseason and what New York is still doing, I just didn't think that there was a way that Carolina could win it. But, yeah, they're playing well so far to start the year.
Yeah.
I'm not shocked.
Tampa Bay looking iffy, but Kucherov is, I mean, going berserk again. 23 points already this year. 11 goals, 12 assists. I think single-handedly carrying. Vasilevsky has not looked like Vasilevsky in my eyes.
No, he has
I've only
not
watched 2 of his
played
games,
well.
but he hasn't. No. Maybe it's just early days, rough little skid to start, but we know Vasilevsky's way better than this. And I think it's just a matter of time that, he starts coming alive. Because I think Tampa goes how he goes. Am I wrong for saying that?
No. I mean, you need good goaltending on any team. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Boys, we're getting old. Bobby and I talked about this. This was hilarious the other night. Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin had their 70th matchup of their careers. Obviously, Crosby has quite a lot of ownage over Ovechkin in a lot of things. Penguins struggling a bit last to start the year, but I think that Washington win was big, especially tough loss the night before. They come off a back-to-back, come get a big win in Washington.
Carolina took it to us.
Yeah. So Washington looking good, looking better than what I thought, Chance. I'm very surprised by this team. They are looking very young, very fast. I won't say fast. Very young, very physical, and very aggressive with shooting the puck. They're a lot more aggressive with shooting the puck this year than they were last year. Their power play sucks. It's worse in the league. They're 3 of their last, I think, 42 in terms of power play. I get the power play. It's not easy to score in the NHL, but holy shit, you're 3 for 42. That's fucking terrible. I don't know what it is, but 5-on-5 we look awesome, but then we go on a 5-on-4 or 5-on-3, we look fucking miserable. I don't know what it is. Ovechkin does not look like old man Ovechkin from last year. He definitely looks a lot better, especially for a 39-year-old. 10 goals, 8 assists already. He's playing at a +9 clip. Had 2 more against your Blues last night, Chance. I don't know what happened in that game. It was 1-1 for a while, then it was 2-1, and all of a sudden it became 8-1 in a flash, and I went, holy shit, what happened?
I wasn't paying attention.
I'm writing the show, or finished writing the college stuff for football, and writing down some NHL stuff, and I look up and it's like 2-1. I'm like, all right, hell yeah, here we go. And then I look up again and it's 5-1. I went, holy shit. Then I look up again, it's 8-1. I'm going, what is going on? But Ovechkin, I think, is 33 away.
32.
From 32 away from breaking the record. A lot of season left, but we know a lot can happen from now until when does the season end? April. Does he do it this year, Chance? That's the question. Yeah.
I mean, the way he's
question
playing right
is-
now, yeah, I don't see how anybody. I don't see why he wouldn't break it. He's so
8 goals in his last 8 games. Obviously, last year was noticeable. He had 9 goals at the All-Star break last year. 9. I mean, we were terrible. He already has 10 this year. It's pretty incredible stuff. What he's doing with just scoring the puck. So good for him. Nashville, last team I want to get to. Nashville. Struggle bus still for that team. It is bad. -17 on the differential. There's a lot of new players on that team, Chance. And a lot of them in a new system that they've never really played for before. But at some point, that's got to stop being the excuse, and these guys got to figure it out. They're too talented.
yeah. I mean, I saw on Twitter Barry Trotz came out with a statement saying they don't turn it around. It's time to rebuild. So no idea what that means. Whether it's going to be trading Marsh or so and Stamkos at the deadline. I mean, you just locked up Saros, who went on as a top 5 goaltender in the league. You probably move off Ryan O'Reilly as well. I mean, if they don't figure this thing out real quick, it's going to be dark days in Nashville.
And I feel like they just got away from, kind of dark days, right? Like, this is a team that's been, building up for a few years now. And now when the expectations are too high, now they seem to be taking that dive again. I know, again, first month of the season, but this is not the time you want to be taking that dive. You still want to be building up and especially you made all these additions in the offseason to get your team better. That
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much went for it.
Yeah, I mean, and you were favored by a lot of people to really make a run at this thing. I remember seeing a lot of these, the analysts out there saying that I expect Nashville to be there at the end of the year. It was a lot of, I think some said Nashville and Toronto. And I was like, well, that's interesting. But, It's not really looking like that right now. It's looking dark, like bleak out there, and it's starting to rain.
Yeah.
But like we said, first month of the season, a lot needs to be decided. Who's your MVP of the first month, Chance?
Oh shit.
I think it's got to be Hellebuck with the way he's played and
Yeah.
propelled that Winnipeg team to the.
I mean, 14-1. I mean, that's an MVP in my mind.
And a lot of it's behind his
I mean,
play.
it's not. I mean, it's not all him, but the majority of it is because you gotta score more than you can stop, or you gotta score more than the other team. So
Yeah, and when you're averaging under 2 goals a game,
that becomes easier.
yeah, for sure. You know, we may not score a lot, but you damn sure ain't going to score much of anything.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's not a bad way to look at it. Yeah, under 2 goals a game he's allowing. I mean, it's absurd. I think his average is at 93, 94.
When you give up on average 2 goals a game with that offense, with the way it's looked, to begin the year for Winnipeg, scoring 3 goals is nothing.
Yeah.
yeah, and just the way the league is in general, all around, there's a lot. There's a lot of scoring in this league.
High scoring games there have been in the NHL to start the year. It's been insane.
Yeah.
So to have a goalie, me and my dad had talked about it, and obviously there's a lot of season left, but we could very easily see, unless Hellebuck keeps on this trend, which is going to be hard to do, a Vezina winner with an above 3 goals against average. It just could be a thing with the way that the scoring is going this year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Chance, correct me if I'm wrong in saying that.
You're saying you'd see him with above 3 goals against average?
Yeah, just with the way the goals are being scored right now. I mean,
Oh yeah,
it's a league-wide thing.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, and you're seeing a lot of these analysts when you go on like TNT or ESPN, you watch the intermission shows and stuff like that, and they go around and they talk about other goalies in the league. And these are goalies that are posting 2.7, 2.8, 2.9 goals average, and like they're saying like that's pretty solid. And I'm going, wait, what am I missing? Like usually that's like not very good.
I mean it's
But
just an
with
average.
the amount-
I mean,
Yeah, it is just an average, but you know what I mean? It's like, and then you look at the amount of shots that these teams are taking is out of this world. I think shots are up by a certain percentage this year in total. Percentage per game for every team. So there's gonna be a couple that sneak through more than
the
usual
goals
because
against
of all
average
these teams
doesn't
taking all these
really.
shots.
I don't think it concerns me as much as it does the save percentage. Because if you have a 9-3 and a 3 goals against average, that's pretty good. That means you're facing a lot of shots. You're not giving up that many goals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd rather see higher save percentage than a low goals against average with a low save percentage.
Yeah.
But like Chance said, look at how many shots they're facing. I mean,
yeah.
I like to look at total shots, not just the ones that hit the net too, because the total shots will tell you a completely different story of a game. Teams could dominate a game, maybe not get a ton of shots on net, but if you're taking 65 to 70 shots a game, yeah, you're missing a bunch, but like that's a lot of pucks towards the net that puts stress on the goalie.
I will say a stat to look at for any goaltender. This is like the war in baseball. Is the expected goals against average.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a team you could be winning a game, but the team you're facing might have an expected goals average of 5 because of all the high danger chances that they're getting and just not converting on or that are getting stopped or blocked. So, and that's a credit to the goaltender. And there's a stat called high danger save percentage. So those slot shots that you're right in the middle of the ice, pretty much almost a clear line of sight or breakaways, something on a power play. If that stat is just as good as your normal save percentage, then yeah, you're going to win a lot of games just by you're not giving up the high danger looks. You're stopping most of them.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, hell yeah. It's been an electric start to the season. A few games that we've seen have already kind of felt playoff-esque, or the playoff atmosphere that has definitely been in full swing. It's only the first month, gentlemen. It's only the first month. We got a lot of hockey left. It is going to be a very, very juicy, a very spicy season, I believe. All right, hour 3 is on the other side. We got NFL talk as the Sunday night game is in full swing. I don't know who's winning because I'm doing this show, but we'll recap this. We'll recap this week and we'll get our predictions from next week. We'll also update records because that's what we do. We'll be back. Chance.
Then we got my new segment.
In your new segment, whatever that may be. Chance has a new surprise segment for us. We have no idea what the fuck it is. I'm
It's always
nervous
going
as
to occur at the
shit.
end
Take
of every
it.
show.
Huh?
It's going to occur at the end of every show.
Oh, dear Lord. Well, we have that to look forward to. So, Chance.
Break time. I think you guys will
Dear
like
Lord.
this.
I was.
And look at this. Punting it is Brady. And he's going to love this. Quick kick by the quarterback. There was a little sportsmanship at the other end.
I do like this punt. Don't put your quarterback in jeopardy. Third down, don't let him get hit on a blitz. We've seen this quick kick.
Team to have to devote practice time to this package during the week.
Well, they want to be able to provide a spark mainly for their offense.
Wide open throw down the field. It's Manziel. Penalty markers are flying down as they fooled everyone on that play. 37 yards.
The punter takes the snap, and then the toss to the end zone for the touchdown to the place kicker, Jason Sanders.
Come on, this ball not quite. There's too many Eagle defenders, but watch your kicker. And I'm just going to block. No, I'm not. I am a receiver. What a well-executed play by this Miami special teams. And give
Matchup. Pitch right side. Sanu will throw. He throws back to the quarterback. Andy Dalton's got it. Inside the 10 to the end zone. Touchdown.
Ryan punting it away. Austin back deep. And the punt taken on the far side by Stedman Bailey. Bailey down the sideline, and he will take it all the way. The Seahawks were faked out by Austin.
Now watch to the other side. They're going to make it look like the ball has drifted to the right. Look at the Seahawks chasing it.
And the ball lands up top here on the 10-yard line. Even faked our cameraman.
It's the third hour of this program. It's third hour. It's NFL time. We're gonna recap the week that was, and then we're gonna get into predictions. We're gonna do quarterback tiers. Chance has got quarterback tiers for us, and then we're gonna do predictions, and then he's got his surprise segment. We don't know what that is. He did not tell us this. He said he had a segment. He ain't told anybody else what it is, but that's okay. All right, let's go to Thursday.
Surprise. You wake up on Christmas morning.
Let's go to Thursday.
You're getting no.
Ravens rally late and stuff the Bengals game winner. The 2-point attempts for the game winner, 35-34. Not often does someone throw 428 yards and 4 touchdowns and lose a football game. It's not often your star wide receiver goes for 264 yards and 3 touchdowns and you still lose a football game. Yes.
Piggybacking off of that for Burrow, it's only happened twice in NFL history.
It's probably been to him both times.
Both times the Bengals have played the Ravens this year.
Yep.
Yeah, that was what, 2 weeks ago?
Something like that, early in the season.
Yep. Obviously, the main thing was the amount of blown calls in this game, and by blown I mean completely missed. There is a
Burrow
picture
almost had his
that went
helmet
around
ripped
Twitter.
off.
Yeah, there is a picture on Twitter that obviously swooped around everywhere, went viral, as everyone says. There was 3 face masks in one single shot, and
Yeah, the 2-point conversion.
not
That
a
was
one
the
of them
thing for
were
you, too.
called. Yep, not a one of them were called. There was a lot of poor refereeing in this football game on Thursday. Not a good look on the NFL. I don't know how many missed calls there were. There were a bunch, and there were double-digit missed calls and blown calls. So
I have something to add to this.
pretty bad. Okay.
Okay, this isn't that game, but how do we think of Mahomes on the hot mic talking to the refs about letting them know if he's close to him or not? Do we think that's
I was gonna get to
table
that.
stuff, or is that just being safe?
I was gonna get to that, but
I think there's
yeah.
cahoots, though. I think they're in cahoots together.
It would confirm a lot of our theories on the other team
Cahoots?
playing them and the refs. If they were in cahoots, we'll see. People are probably gonna run wild with that story.
I hope they do. Hope the Chiefs get
Carolina
all their wins
wins.
vacated.
Jeez, yeah. Carolina hits a
won't
game
happen.
winner over in Munich against the Giants. Overtime win, 20-17.
Isn't Bryce Young 2-0 since coming back?
Yes. They won back-to-back
I
weeks.
think
Look at
they
him
could
go,
have picked.
man.
They couldn't have picked a worse game though to send over there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
my
was
prediction
bad.
of the Giants looking like the Luftwaffe did not pan out.
Chuba Hubbard had a huge game for Carolina.
Yeah,
Looked like a
153
Sherman
yards,
tank rolling
25
through Germany,
carries.
baby.
All right. We're not gonna go there. 2 weeks in a row.
That's just good. That's just USA history right there.
Speaking of the Chiefs game
US.
that Chance had mentioned, earlier, Broncos use up the final 5 minutes and 47 seconds of the football game, drive down the field, down 2, get an opportunity to win that football game, give the Chiefs their first loss, and the Chiefs defense comes up big and gets a blocked field goal to seal their 16-14 win. They remain undefeated and the first team to clinch a playoff berth this year.
Yeah, with that, they'll never lose ever again now. Like, I picked the Broncos to win. I thought that, I mean, it looked good. But
They definitely had their
calls in that
opportunities. It
game
was
as well, going
yeah,
against the
yeah,
Broncos.
for sure.
How's that made-up call on the sack? Did I see that video?
No, I didn't.
Illegal touching. It's illegal contact,
Yeah.
not illegal touching, so that's just a made-up call. And nobody was in their routes yet because the sack
Nope.
happened so fast.
Yeah, it's been pretty brutal this week. Mike Williams, the new trade for the Pittsburgh Steelers, catches what would be the difference in the football game, the game-winning touchdown late in that fourth quarter. First touchdown as a Steeler helps propel them to a comeback. Hello, Slugger. 28-27 over the white-hot Commanders. You guys held Jaden Daniels, and I think this was the key to this victory. At the end of the day, held him to just 5 rushing yards all day. Did not let him run that much in this game. So, big ups to the Steelers there. Hell of a game by Washington, though. There was a controversial spotting call late. I think it was on that 4th and 9. They spotted him just short.
It was a 4th and 9.
Yeah, 4th and 9. Very controversial spotting call. But at the end of the day, the Steelers get the job done. Defense holds strong.
See, I
and
don't really
gets
know
the win.
how controversial it was. He came back short to catch the ball, and his knee hit as soon as he caught it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
from all the angles they showed, it looked like the ball was short.
Hmm.
In my opinion, whatever call made on the field, there wasn't going to be anything to overturn it.
Yeah. Yeah. Steelers get a big win, and now that makes Thursday just that much bigger of a game. So very excited
Eagles
for
fly,
what
baby.
Thursday has to bring.
What do you mean Thursday?
Darnold versus Jones. Darnold versus Jones produces 5 total interceptions. For those who don't know, Mac Jones did play for the Jags today. It was a very tightly contested 12-7 stinker.
Barn burner.
Or shitter. What do you call him, Jason?
Shitter. Shitter.
Shitter.
Of the week.
This was definitely shitter of the week for sure. I thought it would have been the early morning game, but no, it was definitely this one. This one sucked.
That one should have been in Germany.
The Saints fire their head coach and then snap their 7-game losing streak against the Falcons 20-17. Bijan Robinson
sometimes it's all
goes
it
for
takes.
116 yards. Yep. For 2 touchdowns. Mark, here you go, Chance. Valdez Scantling goes for 109 yards and 2 touchdowns today. That's going to be one of those random Packer names that we say in like 10 years.
I don't think it'd be that random.
All right.
Did win a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. Or actually, no, 2 Super Bowls with the Chiefs.
There you go. The 49ers, Moody, coming off that ankle injury, looking rough. Went 1 for 4 today with kicking a field goal.
Hey, made the important one.
But that one,
made the game
but
winner.
the one was the game. Yeah. Now, you could argue the 3 previous ones, if he makes those, we don't even have a conversation about a game winner at all. But the 49ers get a big win against a very game Buccaneer team, 23-20. Brock Purdy, 353 yards today. Hurling the rock. So good for him. 2 touchdowns. George Kittle looked fantastic today. CMC looked pretty good. Looked pretty good. I didn't see a lot of remnants of the tendonitis.
Scoring.
Yeah.
I banked on him to score.
Yeah. The Bills.
I banked on him to carry my fantasy team this week.
The Bills forced 4 turnovers in their 30-20 win over the Colts. Josh Allen did not look that great today, but they made Joe Flacco look even worse.
Yeah, it's time for him to go pick his kids up from school again.
Yep.
For him anymore.
The Patriots sack Williams 9 total times today in their 19-3 win. Not much to go there. Drake May looks pretty comfortable. Looks like he's getting more confident.
I think the Bears have to sell
system.
the team. I think they have to blow it up.
It's not. And Chance, we talked about their schedule going forward. They still got Green Bay twice. They got Green Bay next week. They got Detroit twice. I believe they have Minnesota twice. They have Seattle.
They have Minnesota twice.
I mean,
that's 6 losses.
They have all their conference games twice. Yeah. All their division games twice coming up. And then they have Seattle, which could be their only win because I believe they play Philly as well. They don't have a lot of victories coming up soon. The Chargers get a good win against the Titans. Nothing to talk about there. Herbert's looking pretty good. Chargers looking like they're going to come second in that division. We'll obviously have to look at the schedule going forward. Philly, I mean, the Cowboys suck. I mean, it is what it is. We're not going to talk, I like Cam's comment. Why are we talking about the irrelevant-ass Cowboys? I like that comment. We don't need to talk about them. They just suck. They just suck. Thursday should be interesting. Philly getting the win. Thursday's going to be a lot of fun. I think that's going to be a fun game. And then Cardinals, big win. Kyler looked good. The defense looked good. 31-6 was the final score over the Jets at home. Cardinals 6-4. Who had that at the beginning of the year on their bingo card that the Cardinals were going to lead the NFC West at 6-4, right? Nobody.
The Rams aren't dead yet.
Nobody. The Rams aren't dead yet. Seattle's in the hunt, and 49ers got a big
Well,
win,
Seattle's
but it's
dead.
spotty with them.
Yeah, Manfred might have had the spark though, getting CMC back.
Yeah, that might be that opens up a lot of their offense though. Having him back there opens up so much. I think that was the only game, and right now the Texans are playing the Lions right now. It was 7-0 last time I looked at it. But let us
What's the score right now?
get into any thoughts. I don't know what the score is right now.
Oh.
Any thoughts? Any other thoughts from this week? They played today?
Yeah, the bye week.
I didn't think they played. Yeah. Damn, they're losing on bye weeks. It's that bad over there? That's tough.
It's always that bad over here. I chalked up a loss on the bye week last year, and we made the playoffs. So
You're still mathematically in, bud. It's not over yet.
yeah,
There's still a chance. It might be 1 in 3
I'm
million,
saying
but
there's still a chance that Chance Cooper gets with Sidney Sweeney.
There's always a chance until it's all said and done.
It ain't over. till
never
it's
count it
over.
out, man.
Exactly.
Yep.
One day it could happen.
Jesus. That's true. Any other thoughts on this week of football? For anyone out there, for any of you boys, any thoughts? Anything that you saw that you'd like to talk about, go over? Going once, going twice.
Didn't really
Okay,
see
we're moving on.
That out of the ordinary.
Yeah. All right. Prediction time. Let's go over records though, real quick. Okay, so we're week 9, right? Week 9. Well, now we're finishing up week 10 now. I have the records up to week 9. I'll get week 10 done probably tomorrow or Tuesday. I'll start from lowest to highest. Jason, our reigning and defending champion is...
No, start highest to lowest.
Start highest. Okay, all right. I'll go highest to lowest. Bobby Chapman, on his revenge tour, is what he said earlier this summer. So he's going on a revenge tour this year for this football championship. He's doing it. 95-46.
Oh shit.
Or 92-46. I apologize. 92-46. Damn. Chance Cooper, who's brought up the rear the first couple of seasons, is in second place at 85-53. I'm right behind him. He said he says you like it up the rear though.
Sometimes.
Chance and I are actually tied at 85-53 currently. And then our reigning and defending champion, Jason Cross. Yeah, bringing up the rear at 69-69.
What a record.
Wow.
He's not picking the rest of the year.
He can't pick anymore.
He's done.
It's like I don't know if I can do his week 10. I just have to keep it there for the rest of the year.
I think you have to.
So we might have to say.
I don't think.
Yeah, I
he would be
think
mad
he's out
about
of it
that
for the
either.
year. No. Anyway, he's still mathematically in for the championship, so it's getting close. All right. This week's order will be the same as last week's. Bobby, Chance, me, and then Jason. All right. Thursday night, we're in Philadelphia for the NFC East. Philadelphia against Washington Commanders. Bobby, who you got, buddy? Who you taking Thursday night?
I'm gonna take Philly.
The Eagles at home.
I think that defense can give Jaden Daniels some fits because they run multiple schemes.
Yeah.
And I also think that Washington defense can be picked apart by Saquon.
Hold on, buddy.
Who is on a revenge
chance
tour
to you, buddy.
to make the playoffs.
Yep.
I'm
Chance
also
to you,
taking
buddy.
the Eagles.
You're taking the Eagles as well. I'm going to take the Commanders. They have been very good coming off a loss this year, and I think that they're going to want to say, no, we're not. This wasn't just an early season heater. We're not just going to fall off. Like, we're here. You have to deal with us. We are legit. Like, here we come. Like, we're coming for the East. So I'm going to take Commanders on this one.
If I were
Jason.
to pick, I'd take the Commanders.
All right. So, Sunday. We're back to the 1 o'clock slate. No early games this week. Bobby, you got an important one this week, buddy.
Oh,
Big one this week. In the Steel City, Pittsburgh, at home against Baltimore Ravens. Bobby, I know you're riding with your Steelers. They always play Lamar really, really well.
Lamar isn't yet to beat us.
Yes.
Knock on wood.
Chance, who are you taking in this one? Another fun one.
I think it's the Ravens' time. I think they get over the hump.
You said home.
First win. God damn it, Jason. First win for Lamar against the Steelers. All right. Shit. You know, it's tough, right? Steelers defense is really good. Baltimore's really good in the first half. Steelers aren't usually that good of a first half team.
No, we're not a good second half team.
But Baltimore, for whatever reason, if they go up double digits, they love to blow those kinds of leads.
I don't think
They love to blow those.
To go up double digits.
I don't think they will either, which is why I'm going to take the Steelers.
This game could be 9-6.
Potentially. Jason, if you were to
see.
pick, if you were still picking for picks, for shits and giggles, who are you picking in this one, buddy?
The Dirty Birds.
I could have told you he would pick.
All right. The Detroit Lions are at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're all picking the Lions in this one? Yes? Everyone?
Yeah.
Chance? Even you? Okay. I will try to get these locked in on Tuesday on the Google Doc. I did send it to you guys. I apologize for it being so late. Very busy week. Tuesday's finally I get a day off on Tuesday, so we'll rock and roll. Alrighty. The New England Patriots are at home against the Los Angeles Rams. Bobby.
I'm going to take the Rams.
Rams? Okay. Chance.
Rams.
I will also take the Rams. The Patriots have done a really great job in answering the call when the coach called them very soft, very publicly. But I'm going to take the Rams in this one. Jason, if for shits and giggles, bud. Rams, okay. 4 going Rams. All right. Continuing on, the New Orleans Saints are at home against the Cleveland Browns. Browns coming off bye week. And the New Orleans Saints just coming off a very big W against a division rival. Bobby.
Saints.
Chance.
The Browns.
I'll take the Saints in this one. They didn't look terrible this week. Scantling looked pretty good. Derek Carr looked okay. Looked pretty in sync. Jason.
If I were picking the Browns.
Browns, okay. All right. Okay, so we have probably the two oldest quarterbacks in football going after it, getting after it this weekend. New York Jets at home against the Indianapolis Colts. Bobby.
I'm going to take the Jets.
Chance, they didn't look good, but they still have a chance. Are you picking
Jets.
Are you picking Rodgers? Jets all the way.
Yes.
All right.
Colts.
I will take the Jets. And I heard Colts from Jason. Alrighty. The Tennessee Titans are at home against the Minnesota Vikings. Bobby.
I'm going to take the Vikings.
Coop to you.
Vikings.
Vikings. I will also go Vikings. Jason, for shits and giggles.
Vikings.
Vikings.
Holy shit! Did Chance
Clean
pick the
sweep.
Vikings?
Yes, he did. It's crazy, right? But they are playing Tennessee, so as is
Chance, are you
one of
gonna
those
take
things.
the Bears this week too?
No.
They play Green Bay, buddy. I mean, let's figure it
I'm
out.
just taking the Bears.
No. Miami plays at home against the Vegas Raiders. Bobby.
Miami.
Chance.
Miami.
All right, I'm going to take the Raiders this week. Jason?
Dolphins.
I'm going to take Dolphins as well. Okay. All right. So I already got Chance and I down for this game. It's the Chicago Bears at home against the Green Bay Packers coming off a bye week. Bobby.
Packers.
Jason? I know what you're going to say. I knew it.
Bears. Yeah, Bears.
Bears could go 0-17 and the Packers could go 17-0. He's still going to pick the Bears every single time against the Packers. The Denver Broncos are at home against the Atlanta Falcons. Two teams with very close losses this week. Bobby.
Atlanta.
Chance to you, buddy.
Who are they? Atlanta and who?
Broncos and Falcons. In Denver.
Broncos. Bo Nix is playing well. I like the Broncos.
I like Bo Nix, but I like their defense. Their defense has played really, really well. Has answered the call. I'm gonna take Denver, and that cold weather's coming. That cold weather's coming. They're still playing outdoors, so we'll see. Jason.
I'm gonna ride with the Falcons.
All right, the big battle in the NFC West. San Francisco 49ers at home against the Seattle Seahawks. Bobby.
I'll take the Niners. Their pieces are slowly starting to come back.
Starting to figure it out. Chance.
Mm-hmm.
Niners.
I will also take the Niners. Jason.
Seahawks.
Any particular reason why, or just a gut check? I just want to get some analytics from you here.
Yeah, Kittles look good, but I think the rushing attack of Seattle, if they can get that going and kind of play keep away, and I think if any team's got the speed on defense to be able to hang with some of these playmakers for San Francisco, it's going to be Seattle. I know their secondary hasn't been great this year, but with a quarterback like Brock Purdy, we've seen where a mediocre secondary can give him fits. And obviously this is a battle for the division, so I think Seattle's going to come out ready to go. knowing that everybody's really counting them out.
Yeah, for sure. All right, another banger of a football game for you boys. We're finally getting it. 4:25. Buffalo Bills at home. Kansas City Chiefs. Probably one of our last opportunities to see Kansas City lose a football game in the regular season.
Hey, they play in Pittsburgh.
Bobby,
So.
they do play in Pittsburgh. That's true.
Yeah, so one of the
That's why I said one of the last.
Lose a game is this week.
I said one of.
Wow.
I didn't say the.
No,
Hey, he said this is. I said one of.
Of course he said that.
Bobby, Bills or Chiefs?
Give me the Bills. Give me the Bills.
Chance.
You said it's in Buffalo?
It is in Buffalo. Yep, I'm going to take Buffalo. I think it's about damn time. About damn time Kansas City lost a football game. Jason.
Kansas City.
All right. Late night. Los Angeles Chargers against the Cincinnati Bengals. Bobby.
Bengals.
Chance.
Bengals.
I'm going to take the Chargers in a shocker. Jason.
The Bungholes.
Bungholes. I'll write that down. Bungholes. Is that one or two S's? Do you like to roll the S's there, or you just want one S?
Just put a bunch of L's.
Bunch of L's. All right. Big, whopping L's. Okay. Alrighty. Monday Nighter. Dallas. The Dallas Cowboys are at home against the Houston Texans. Are we all taking the Texans?
Yeah.
Chance Texans?
Yeah.
Jason? If you were picking? You going with Cowboys if you were picking?
I'm riding with Cooper Rush, baby.
And he got benched.
Yeah, he got benched today for Trey Lance, bud.
They picked out of the stands. Give me Chance Cooper starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys next week.
I honestly
They might
could.
score more than 6 points. I mean, they're probably going to score more than 6 points.
Ready. I mean, with the trend of his football career.
All right, so that's picks for this week. Look out for that. Chance, finally, it's
Quarterback tiers.
We're past halfway point. It is quarterback tiers time. Take it away, my boy.
Okay. There are two quarterbacks not listed on here. They both go into the same category. This is the off the shelf. They don't make it into the gas station because they're that bad. The Colts as a whole, God knows it's a dumpster fire over there. And the Raiders.
Yeah, it's getting really bad over
there. A dumpster fire over there.
Yeah.
Because the
so
Colts
yeah,
The magic is gone from Minshew over there. Yeah.
Yeah. He made it. Also, Caleb Williams. I mean, I did give him some praise
9
at the beginning of
sacks
the year. I
today.
put him up there. But, yeah, he's he needs to go back to painting fingernails and playing Barbie dolls in the locker room.
Jesus.
And last but not least, Daniel Jones, America's favorite quarterback.
The Browns quarterback is not on the bottom tier this week.
All right. Next tier. These items are expired and somehow still on the shelf, but very close to being taken off.
Here comes Jason.
Dak Prescott, obviously, he is hurt, but the other two quarterbacks for the Cowboys don't know who's starting yet. The Cowboys might be off the shelf as a whole on the list next week.
Yeah. They might have to be
Will
excluded
Levis.
from tiers.
Yeah, Will Levis, although did play well, kind of.
Sort of.
Titans also, as a whole, could be off the shelf. Depending on how far this season goes. I hate to do this, but Aaron Rodgers, my God, buddy, it's time to retire. Still have faith in you, but oh my God.
He looked every bit of 40 today, didn't he?
Just absolutely ruining the Jets franchise.
I mean,
and Derek Carr. Although they did get the win, yeah.
Really?
Yes.
All right, fair enough. They did lose 7 in a row, so I understand.
Yes.
You have to take those 7 into account.
Although he was hurt for some of them, but still part of the team, still the main quarterback. 7 losses on him. Next tier. This is what I call no idea. I compare this to the gas station cheeseburger. One day it's really good. One day it's going to make you shit your brains out. And it's going to be a miserable experience. First-hand experience myself a couple days ago.
I'm about to figure that out now. Shit, after the show, going to get something to eat. Fucking hell, this is about to get brutal.
Very streaky quarterback. One day he's on fire, and one day he doesn't know where it's going. Jameis Winston.
Yeah, one day he looks like a NFL quarterback. Next day he looks like he plays Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah. Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, also falling into this tier, especially after the loss today. Sam Darnold, also after today, who is slowly starting to show his true colors.
And remembering who Sam Darnold actually is, yeah.
Yes. The 2 rookie quarterbacks, Drake May and Bo Nix. Bo Nix could possibly go to the next tier, but not yet. Very streaky as well as Drake May. Bryce Young, 2-0 since being benched. It's absolutely slinging it.
Looking completely different. Yeah, just looking completely different.
Geno Smith might throw for a bunch of yards, but he might throw a bunch of picks. Hasn't looked well in the past few weeks. And last but not least, Tua, just coming back off after a brutal injury. The only reason I have him here is because you don't know if he's going to be a vegetable after the next play. So
the next sack could be a wrap, yeah.
Yeah, next sack could be the end of his career.
Yeah. Which we don't want to see, but the track record is, you know, a thing. So, unless they got some Tempur-Pedic type stuff going on inside that helmet, you know, well, we'll see.
All right. Next tier. This is the solid tier. These things will never let you down.
Like a solid poop?
Yes, that as well. Jordan Love, C.J. Stroud, Russell Wilson, Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy, Patrick Mahomes, Baker, and Justin Herbert.
It's a solid list.
Yeah.
Full of a bunch of very solid quarterbacks.
Next tier, exceptional. This is the Casey's Pizza of tiers. This thing, oh my God.
So good.
My mouth is salivating right now.
So good.
At the thought of it. Best part of my day is when I stop at a Casey's Pizza and take 10 minutes for lunch. Oh, man. Joe Burrow. Although the record might not show it,
he's not the problem.
He's playing out of his mind.
He's definitely not the reason they're losing.
Nope.
Lamar Jackson. Playing at an unreal level right now. Jaden Daniels, the only rookie to be in this tier. And the final rookie who was going to win Rookie of the Year by a landslide.
No, he's playing great ball.
And Matthew Stafford.
Yes.
All right. Final tier, quarterback all alone by himself. This obviously could change after tonight as I just watch him throw a pick. Jared Goff, this is the Dr. Pepper quarterback. Scratch that. I will take Josh Allen and move him to the Dr. Pepper of quarterbacks. Jared Goff
that
might
was
be
awesome.
Off the shelf. Yeah. Perfect timing. Yeah, I'm switching that. I think it was like a fumble and it's a fumble into the air, almost a pick, into a lineman's hands, batted back into a linebacker. Like how, love it.
Football, baby. Sunday night.
Yeah. So yeah, tears.
Jesus.
First ever mid change.
Bobby, have we ever? Yeah, I was about to say, have we ever had a mid change, mid tier? Wow, that's crazy.
That couldn't have worked out even better. Either he was going to throw a touchdown at that point and prove my case, or that just happened.
And that just fucking happened. That's awesome. I love it.
I was like, oh my
Hell of a
God.
quarterback tier list. Hell of a quarterback tier list. And you heard it here first. Chance throwing people off the shelf. Like, get the fuck out of here. So, we have 2 teams already off the shelf. Potentially more on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the playoffs are definitely taking
on
shape.
The bubble watch.
Mm-hmm.
Could be the Jets as well.
So, the way Rodgers looked today, yeah. Kind of scary for sure. All right, so it's now that time. I don't know what's about to happen, so whatever happens from here on out, you can't blame me, you can't blame Jason, you can't blame Bobby. And whatever is said or the questions asked do not reflect the opinions of their peers or their employer. So, without further ado, the surprise segment. Chance Cooper, for the love of God, this is terrifying. Take it away.
This is gonna be a frequent segment. It's gonna be every show, at the end of every show. So everybody, just get ready. You won't know what will be asked of you for this final segment. It will be a surprise every week. You'll have no idea. There's no homework. Can't study for it. So,
I don't like this.
Is this so? Hold on. Is this a question? Hold on.
Yeah,
is this a question? So we'll
everybody
each get a
own
question.
Their own answer. The same answer can be used.
Oh no. Okay.
For everybody.
So it's the same question for all of us. Okay, cool.
Yes. Same question that applies to everybody. People can use the same answer in this. This is a rankings. You get 3 tiers. Third being bronze, second being silver, first being gold. You can have one honorable mention, but, I guess there's no but. So, this is not to do with sports. None of these questions I will ever ask will do with sports. Okay?
Makes me even more nervous.
You guys will rank for this week your perfect combo. So that could be food and drink or whatever. You get 3 tiers to rank your 3 best combos that just go together. Like if this is going on, or you're eating this and drinking that, you're the happiest person in the world.
So it's okay. So to clarify for the viewers who don't really have high IQs
could be pizza
here,
and wings together. Like you eat those 2
okay,
things.
Does it have to be food or can it
together.
just be? All right.
No.
So
it
these
can be
are just food and
anything you
drink.
want that just goes together. Yeah. Anything that just goes together. Whatever pleases you in life that you're doing 2 things at once.
That.
So anybody can start.
Jason, go.
I'm going last.
Jason, I want to hear Jason's list.
I gotta think a little bit here.
Yeah, you gotta give me a little bit here.
Chance, I think you should go first. You probably have this already planned out.
Yeah, Chance, you got this in your head.
Planned out.
Oh, okay, then you're
3 weeks
definitely
in advance
going
planned out.
first.
Yeah. Okay, I will go first. I have no honorable mention because these 3 just stand alone on their own. Number 3, ice cream and love movies. Just icing on the cake, man. Just you can't beat it, man. I love doing it every night.
That's a great start. That's a great start.
Second, I got beer and wings.
Oh, that's a top tier. That'll be on my list for sure.
Undeniable.
Yeah.
Yeah, undeniable right there.
Can't beat it. And my final one is a loaded bratwurst, preferably in Wisconsin, with sauerkraut and jalapenos and mustard, and an ice cold Miller Lite. Oh my
I
God!
was expecting Dr. Pepper to go with that.
No,
Nah.
Dr. Pepper doesn't make the tears.
Whoa.
Miller Lite and bratwurst like that. Oh my God!
You
Just
preach
absolutely
this
Hell
top
yeah.
tier.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So who's next?
Jason, you got your list, bud?
Billy, I think you should go next. The rule that we have at our practices for the high schoolers is if you volunteer somebody, you have to go.
I like that
Oh
rule.
my God.
You guys volunteered me. You guys all should have went.
We did volunteer him to go first.
I was trying to. Yeah, but
Chance
would set the precedent though for us to go after.
Yeah.
Next year I'm not going first.
Golly. There's so many. I mean, bronze I think has to be just pizza and wings. Great combo. Especially from Pizza Hut. Fantastic combo.
Pizzas, the Hut.
Nobody. Silver. This is new to me now because I'm in a relationship, but Star Wars binge with the lady. That's a great combo. And just snuggling up with the lady. That's a great combination right there. I think Star Wars binge watching in general is just a fantastic time, but big Star Wars fan. That one. She's a big Star Wars fan, so
it's hard not to be.
And then one that I've had in my life for 25 years, hot dogs and baseball. In any setting. Hot dogs at a baseball game. Or hot dogs and being at a baseball game. It's the gift that keeps on giving, Bobby.
Very true.
There's not a baseball game I've never gone to and not gotten a hot dog. Ever.
Well, it's like un-American if you don't get a baseball game and a beer or a hot dog and a beer at a baseball game.
Bingo. Yeah. I brought 4 people who had never been to a baseball game. They've watched it before. But I was like, they went to go sit come on, let's go. Took them to the concession and went, you all will be getting a hot dog and a drink. Let's go. I don't care what drink, but you will be getting a
it's a beer.
Hot dog.
There's no.
Well, some of us had to drive, so I didn't want to put alcohol in people's systems that they had to drive. I guess just one beer, but you never know. One beer can turn into 5 really quick for some people.
Not at a baseball game. You can't afford it.
And I don't. Yeah. And beers at a Washington Nationals game start at $14, so I was like, no, you're good. Just get a Coke. Yeah. Call it a day. We have the most expensive beers in all of baseball. So I said, nah, you don't have to get alcohol.
This is 9.
Just get a Coke and just call it a day. Let's keep it moving. Y'all don't have to get a beer.
St. Louis is nice just because we have the Anheuser-Busch brewery literally down the street.
Yeah. Yeah. So who's next?
I'll go. So I'm gonna say my honorable mention here is gonna be cookies and milk.
Cookies and milk.
Milk and cookies.
Yeah, you can put it either way you want. That's a very strong combination.
Oh, all day.
At bronze, I'm gonna say a permanente sandwich and an ice cold icy light. Silver, we're gonna have to go with probably wings and beer. Beer of your choice, doesn't matter. Whatever you prefer. Then number 1 is gonna have to be a Diet Coke with either a hot dog or a pretzel at a baseball game.
There you go. It's a solid list. And you have that combo while
Jason,
watching
you're
Paul
up.
Skeens absolutely just rip 102.
Well, there was a few beers mixed in too, but the Diet Coke slipped its way in eventually.
Oh, yeah.
All right, honorable mention. I'd probably have to go with the boys in the bar.
Those things are dangerous together.
Very dangerous,
Bronze,
but always a good time.
Yeah.
Bronze, but it's not that far off from silver. A burger and fries, or a burger and onion
American
rings.
classic right
Either
there.
one.
Onion rings are underrated.
Silver would be good old Labatt, ice cold Labatt in a hockey game.
In a hockey game? Of course.
Oh yeah. And last would be Slugger and Nessa.
Aw.
Couldn't live my life without him, even though he fucking attacked me tonight.
You may have pierced your nipple.
Yeah, he bit my nipple. I still feel the tingling. I can't touch it without it hurting. Chance, come kiss it. Make it feel better.
I'll be there in 3 hours.
Depending on traffic. Wait, there is none. Wait, hold on.
I'm cozy right now. I'm getting ready to go get ice cream.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Well, alrighty. Thank you all for joining us this week. We'll have, obviously, another showcase next Sunday. Before we get out of here, we all know what tomorrow is. It should be a national holiday. I don't know why it's not.
It's a federal holiday.
But, yeah, well, I still have to go to work, so not federal enough. I have to be at work by 6 a.m. tomorrow, so it's not federal enough. Thank you from all of us here on the show for all that have served us and continue to serve, and sacrificing everything so that, all of us get to do, pretty much whatever we want to do. Yeah, especially, things like the four of us every Sunday night getting on here and getting to talk shop for
say something that'll get us canceled.
Very out of pocket, but, they fight so we don't.
His fat ass.
Oh my God, Jesus.
There it is.
The North Koreans aren't going to hear this.
On a real note, thank you for fighting and sacrificing everything so that four of us and everyone else doesn't have to. I don't think they get enough thanks, enough praise.
They don't. I agree.
And I get to work with vets every day at my job because Jiffy Lube takes in a lot of vets, takes in a lot of former military, which is fucking awesome. So tomorrow, it should be a month. I think it should be a month for vets, but
It should be every day.
if you see one tomorrow, if you see one tomorrow, the next day or the day after that, fucking shake their hand, buy them a beer, buy their meal, help them out. You have no idea what they've seen, what they've been through. And I guarantee you buy their meal at McDonald's or something, they will that will be the light of their day, right? It's hard enough for them. Make their day a little easier, make their life a little easier, help them out any way you can. Even just going up and say thank you, right in their day. So that's all I wanted to say from us.
After
Jason.
You say that.
Yeah, from us to you, to all the veterans, we can't thank you enough. Like, our thank yous don't do enough justice for how much we appreciate all of you.
One last thing before
Go ahead,
we
Jason.
go. our thoughts and prayers with the Herb Street family. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of people have seen. I don't know if you guys have been able to watch the tribute they did.
I tried. Yeah.
Kirk's emotional support dog. They unfortunately had to put him down. As somebody who's lost family pets and has lost the dog of his own, you know how that is. But with the relationship that those two had, I'm sure it's even harder on him. So, being former Buckeyes, we feel for you. We're sorry that you have to go through that. And like, Reese Davis said on game day, thank you for sharing Ben with everybody through social media and everything else for the last 2 years. But we just, we're big dog people on the show, so we want to make sure that we get that in there because it is very heartbreaking to have to go through something like that. I will say personally for me, watching that stuff really brought up fond memories I had with Duchess. If you guys are first-time listeners, Duchess was a dog that me and Nessa had, and we had to put her down at a year old. So, just brings back the memories, and, I feel for him because that was probably the hardest day of my life. So, prayers to them. Hopefully he can get through this. Hopefully, I know that Ben was there as, emotional support, mental support for him. So hopefully he's able to get through this without anything else, happening.
Yeah, for sure. And he tried to keep it strong. And Kirk, you don't have to apologize on Twitter, man, for breaking down like you did, bro. None of us blame you at all for breaking down like you did.
I think one of the hardest parts of the whole thing, even before they showed the tribute, was we've all seen how Kirk Herbstreit kind of takes care of Lee Corso and helps him out on the show, especially as Corso's gotten older. But to see Corso leaning over and kind of taking that role for Kirk for that little bit was, heartbreaking in and of itself a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So, it was tough to see, definitely, but thoughts and prayers always. So, we're going to get out of here. We're going to leave you, unfortunately, with that somber note. But again, thank you, all the vets. We words cannot explain how much we appreciate y'all. Chance, do you have a new, I know you said you were coming up with a new catchphrase to send us off. Do you have it yet?
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming. We're out of here.
For that.
We're out of here. Jesus Christ.
I will say I have started to rewatch Game of Thrones again.
Oh, God.
Gone through it on my third time.
Great. All right.
Phenomenal. I highly recommend it to anybody.
We're out of here. See you guys.
That too is coming soon.